Hello, hello, hello. It is 12:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am your hostess. Go ask Val. All the information that you might need will be in the description box below. Good morning to you, my Halo friends and family, my readers, subscribers, and all that have found me. Thank you and welcome. I looking at a gold chain that I've had this for geez, I'm thinking 30 years. That's what I'm thinking. Whatever be the case, is quite old. I'll tell you this, my class ring is close to that. More than that. It's more than 30 years old, and because it's gold, it has not tarnished. It has not turned my finger green. I've invested many other things in my life, not lost them. There's nothing lost in life. Misplaced maybe, but never lost. I've misplaced things, I've invested other things, whole houses, entire relationships, in order to come to this place right here where I sit on my throne. It's mine because I'm sitting in it. The next seat I sit in will be mine. This is my platform. This is me checking off the most important box in life. Let's call it a rectangle this time. I'm thinking about money. My mouth and my money are one. We have won this seat of communication. This is my channel. I am the sponsor. I'm the CEO, the CFO, just HNIC, you name it. I'm that. That's the privilege, that's the honor of having a YouTube channel or any other space that you can call your own. And I thank those that have created the concept of YouTube. I thank God for giving them the inspiration. That's one less thing I had to create and manifest, but I use it, and I'm going to use it as if I created it myself. That's making full use of the gospel. Scripture that says that we're going to live in houses we didn't build, eat from vineyards that we didn't plant. We do that every day, and it's become so normalized that we find ourselves in some kind of crisis. So I'm here to bring gratitude and attitude back to how far and wide God has stretched her arms to accommodate our wants, our needs, our desires. So as I return back to the Garden of Need, or Eden, depending on your anagram, or Ed, which is my grandfather on my maternal side, I believe. As I return to the garden, I ask that you subscribe, that you comment, that you send this to someone that you have in your inbox, or put it on your YouTube or Facebook, whatever. Just share it, because I've got good stuff. And like I said, I've come full knowledge and full circle of lucid living. It is considered no more a dream. It is a reality when you are living it. And so I will let my money catch up with me. I will sit in my seat, and I will invite you to do the same, no matter where it is that you wish to see yourself. Why try for anything else if you don't aim for your island or your mansion, your wife, your husband, your storefront job, or storefront retail spot that you want, your church, your library, whatever it is you want, school? or clinic, if you don't aim for it, how are you going to get it? You want somebody to tap you on your shoulder and say, hey, you were wanting a new car, but you never asked for it. You never looked for any new cars, but you wanted one. But so turn around, here it is. That would be awesome. Pretty creepy, but yeah, again, you would be in awe. But again, you would be looking around for, where is the candid camera? You know, if we start to get paranoid, I would think, because it's as if our thoughts are that amplified without us doing anything. What's going to happen is we're going to expect that all the time. And again, sadly, because of our disconnect about creation and how creation is created, we do leave things up to the theoretical God versus the proverbial God. Proverb means verb, means action. Pro means before action. So before we take one, before we begin our play, begin our act, there's a script to be written. And so even if you're not a writer, even if you don't have physical fingers and phalanges, know that there is a scribe in us. And so our imprint and our impressions go on our brain, our heart, our mind, our soul, our skin, our feet, our hands, again, if you have them, so that no one has to be there. Even our invoice, it's there calculating all of our worth or perceived worth. And I want to make it a running theme for myself, at minimum, to be worth your weight in gold. How do you find your weight in gold? I'm glad I asked for you. It is converting the price of gold, which is in ounces, taking that amount, that market value amount of gold, and multiplying it by how much you weigh in ounces. So ounce for ounce, gold is $1,700 and change per ounce right now. So multiply 1,700 times how much you weigh, and that number would be 16, which is ounces, 16 ounces per pound. Your weight in pounds multiplied by 16. So I weigh 100, let's just say 100, let's just say I weigh 100 pounds, make it easy. 100 pounds times 16 is 1,600. So 1,600 times 1,700, these are rough numbers, would be my weight in gold. So again, I'm sure it'd be around 2 point something million dollars or so, maybe close to 3. But again, I'm doing rough math here to show you the example, the template on why gold was brought to Jesus. Jesus being, he is us. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you're human. You are in flesh. You were a word. Was the word. The word was with God. The word was God. Oh God, I'm pregnant. You know, and then Jesus himself, his self, herself, was said to be called Emmanuel, which means God with us. A manual, a literal piece of paper, a Bible, a biology, a biography, to be with us at all times. Not just a physical book, but the imprint of right and left, wrong versus grown. So as I master words and anagrams, I was looking up this morning who created the alphabet order, and the search came up, the Romans, and they took Y and Z from the beginning of the alphabet, and put it at the end. And so that's why this journey has probably been so long. Um, but I'm here now. I look at the character A, and as you see the two fingers coming together, kind of like the picture where God and the person don't quite touch. The finger of God, illustratively speaking, uh, and the finger of man, and so they never quite touch. And to me, again, that was the artist relaying and conveying his out of reachness to the concept of him and God being one. This is this finger from the same hand, if you will. And then there are illustrations, or what I call them paintings, creative paintings, creating creative artwork that does show the family of God as a unit, a mother, a father, a child or children, and the happiness around that. I have seen those in like fashion, but again, not this Chinese puzzle thingy. But that being said, I'm here to make that part of my theme. I kept looking for more and more data, if you will, to share, and how would I condense it to my audience. I give you all the Golden Ear Award, my audience, my auditory. I've had keen listening. And so I speak with authority, I speak with audacity, I speak with authenticity, and I look at the green light as permission to speak, permission to talk, permission to share and teach what I've learned about like anagrams, acronyms, the study of words, etymology, the study of blood, hematology, the study of homophones, and which is same sound. And a homophone being same sound or sounding the same is, to me, again, the mastery of puzzleship. And we have many examples in our English language. Anything that's ish is not exact. And so English is not just a language that is made up of other languages, it is a language unto itself. As I believe we are more blackish than we are black, we are more brown than we are blackish. And again, I take this time to establish my platform as a brown person, a brown horse. Be our own. Someone said, and Earl Nightingale repeated it, that the only thing that is separating us from the rest of God's creation is our mind. Otherwise, we are no different than a pig or a horse in all, in the context of what we are speaking right now. But it took me to basketball, and sometimes if a person wants to play a quick game of horse, one-on-one, shoot where I shoot, or I get a point, and control of the ball. If you don't play horse, then you play pig. And there's always, again, two animals that the world has given us to, again, give us the opportunity to be financially as well as mentally free from all of life's quandaries. And so again, to me, and to you hopefully soon, you will see that I've cracked the code, the deco of words, of characters, of archetypes. And it is my destiny, it was my destiny, it is my fate and my faith that has brought me to this place. And this is me acting out and proverbs and me acting out in practicality my legacy, my my living inheritance, not waiting for someone to die or to pass on for me to take authority of my ink pen or my pencil. And so I invite my children to do the same. They do not have to wait to enjoy their inheritance of knowing how to read and write, and more specifically read and write for themselves. It is more powerful than the spoken word because it gives documentation, it gives expression in a permanent kind of way. I believe the spoken word is powerful, but again, because of English, because of interpretation, because of homophones, words that sound the same for those who do not comprehend or have a expansive vocabulary of terms and terminology, who you're speaking to will be limited. So if I'm speaking three different languages combined in one, or 12 different languages, who can understand me? Who can translate that? So that is the power of the spoken word, but also the limitations. Who you're speaking to and who you are conveying your message to has to be able to receive it and do something with it. And I believe that is one of the limitations of the Bible, and one person teaching it, especially when it is a male. A female has the most intimate relationship with her son or her offspring, her daughter, her successors. And we've leaned towards success, meaning something that we've done by way of a worthy ideal, as being what they call it, progressive. I wanted to get that phrase just right. The progressive, something of a worthy ideal. Well, anyway, but that's Earl Nightingale's interpretation of success. Success to me is people coming after you, your children, or those who have no mother or father that they would like to look towards. And then mother and father is your source of that particular discipline, not just your biological. They are the ones who got you here on the planet. But let's say, again, kind of relaying to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the biological dad of the author was poor in mentality of finances, physical, tangible cash, but his rich dad was someone he adopted as a father because he was a son. He didn't have to go through any papers and legal red tape. What he did was he bought a book. What he did was became, again, a servant to a master of finances. And so I've done this in my own way. The power, the gift that I have is to be self-taught, to be humble in front of anyone, allow them to be the master, allow myself to be the student. Consider it not robbery to lower myself in the form of a servant, so that I may learn, so that others may be in a position to teach. You can be a master and a teacher and still position yourself as a student. And so I believe that's why the Jesus, the Yeshua, Ben David of the New Testament was able to capture so many people, but also bring about so much frustration to those who wanted to continue to capitalize on judging others in a category that they would not be seen doing, and hopefully not caught, because they were just that good at hiding their sin. And so, she committed adultery. He is not circumcised. It's usually something around sex. If it's not sex, then it's food. He's eating pork. She's eating on the Sabbath. These laws became walls, barriers between you and me. And so I gave my friend the other day I'm going to call her my student. She doesn't mind being a student. And so I am a teacher, but I am a student in teaching a physical, live, biological, living, breathing organism person in a discipline that, again, I did not have an outward teacher. But again, scripture says that we don't need a teacher when we come to this point in our life and our walk and our journey. I wish that no one should have to teach you, that you would come to the knowledge of the truth through the Holy Spirit, and invisible, so that no person gets the credit. You don't have to put on a wall, a plaque, because then here's the fallacy in that we have people thinking, oh, you did it this way, then I need to do it that way. No, you need to find the God in me to learn mastery, my story. So this is my story. This is my mother's story. I'm happy to be at this place in my life that just sitting and talking, being true, being authentic is enough to believe that I am going to get my gold. My actual numbers, and I say actual, I fluctuate in my weight as well as the market does in gold. But my numbers I have stuck with is $3.341 million. Now again, I know I'm worth billions and trillions. I'm worth a number that no man truly can number because of the information. But as I told someone the other day, these videos are for my biological children, grandchildren, their children's children, but also anyone who wants to submit, who takes the time, their time, from the 24 hours that they get, or so we've been told, 24 hours that we get to invest through Val, through the validator, and that's me. Someone that would not waste your time sharing with you again, fallacies, things that I just heard and have not experienced, or experienced but want to sugarcoat it and take the skin off and chop it all up for you and ta-da. No, I'm here to grow with you financially, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, religiously. That's what makes my channel so powerful. When you are applying for a job, one of those last questions they always ask is, why should we hire you? And again, you're taking the subservient role. You're taking the role of the student. When they say that, the very questions indicate that you're asking, hey, hire me. Well, I'll go ahead and answer that question. As I've already have stated, I'm coming from a place of authenticity. I'm coming from a place of authorship, coming from a place of total radical forgiveness for self and other, so that I may perfect my craft in communicating and conveying value and worth. There would be no need to hold on to a debt, relationship debt, if you valued your future, your present health. You would see that it was more important to wipe the slate clean, as businesses do. They write off bad debt so they do not have to keep record over and over and over again. So unfortunately, our judicial system doesn't do the same. We have found more ways to hold more data about people, what they did 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You crossed the street, you spit on the sidewalk, you jaywalked, whatever, you smoked some weed, you sold crack rock, and now 20 years later, 5 years later, $10,000, whatever it is, this debt has to be paid. That's the law, that's the world. But even still, God so loved the world that he would give you. You are an only, and hopefully now a begotten, someone who I got as a subscriber to my channel because of the journey that you're on to become, at least if you don't have this already, worth your weight in gold. Again, per million. Some, if you're already a multimillionaire, go for per billion. We have no true limits on our numbers. You know, those games that, you know, you rack up points, and again, it seems somewhat fruitless at some point. You know, a gazillion points against your neighbor who had 30 bombzillion points. You know, just names that you make up, you know, because if you've run into a place again of creativity, there's no real way of counting at some point. At that point, it's just, you know, you've hit the jackpot, so to speak. Excuse me. So that's what I'm here to do for practicality's sake. What would you be doing if you were getting paid? And I've thought about how I would be dressed. I thought about, you know, would my wardrobe change because there's $1 million in the bank, there's $3 million in the bank, or $3 billion. There is no longer a monetary reason to get up. You know, any money that comes in is just an addition, but there's no need. No one's going to take anything. I have ownership of my time and my eggs. So that's what I'm here to help you to do in these Valcasts. I am a fisher of men. The Bible has not been interpreted in a way that's fun and exciting, and I would like to do that, or I will do that with you if you tune back in. I'm going to do it whether you're here or not. That's the part that I'm now realizing. I kept saying it over and over and over again, and like I've listened to people like Earl Nightingale and Neville Goddard and Edgar Casey and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Dick Gregory. These are names that stand out to me as people that were just authentic to their core, and that's what makes it so easy to listen to them. And Bob Proctor. And they've given us different ways and different means to realize our goals. And I'm here as a black woman, brown woman, as a woman of color, as a speckled egg, as a golden egg, to smooth out, shape up, and polish my act, my personalized Hollywood that's budding and mastering all at the same time, being in a place of perfection, like of confidence, of the id. I wouldn't practice playing golf if I didn't want to be a golfer. I would go and play golf, but I would not practice golf if I didn't want to be a golfer. So this is my practice. This is also my play, though. So it says even if I were to mess up, it's all a play. My biggest goal is to practice humor and the redemptive factor, again, of our words and our intentions, not leaving things up to other people's reading and listening and understanding. What did she say? Oh, she said such and such. No, ask her. Because not only might she repeat it, she will probably repeat it in a different way or a little bit louder, and someone may expound on it. So the power of going directly to the source or to the horse's mouth. And why do we use these animals? Well, pigs get the change, they get the leftovers, and there comes a time where that which seems to be a negative, if you persevere enough, it becomes a positive. So being a pig eater, being someone who has eaten change, I have become change. You are what you eat. Well, I'm change. I am morphed and morphing. I take the good part of scripture, the good part of the word, the good part of the tree of knowledge, and I turn the evil into good, and I am the tree of life. To me, the tree of life is symbolic of that which has branched out and become fruitful. These figures of speech are there for us to speak broadly, and yet those who need to hear it on another level will do so. And so this morning I got it. I caught it. Some things are caught, some things are taught. And my ship is tight. Okay. I'm here to teach. I'm here to tutor. I'm here to learn. So this is Earth School. If you just limit your life to, I was in class and now I've graduated, and now if I want to go further I have to pay this big amount of money. If that's how you have thought, then yes, education is costly and a high price. Again, money, which is your energy. Those that say that we are an illusion, we're in a holographic universe and we're not really here. Again, I feel like they go too far in that the predominant amount of people are hurting and dying, and so very few are going to make the connection that I don't have to die, that I don't have to hurt, that I don't have to be in dis-ease because this is not real. That's a big stretch for the majority of people. If you're trying to help, it would be better for us to learn how the computer, the physical body, the organism works, the organic tissue. How does it grow? What are its enemies? You know, your laptop has an enemy. It's called water. Moisture. Too much moisture would damage. Too much heat. You know, too many extremes. Too hot, too cold. And so we all have elements that if too much in excess, then they will not allow us to operate optimally. So op meaning the beginning of vision and being able to see. So I'll stop at that. I still have another episode to make because I want to talk about someone that is, again, he gave me food for spirit. He gave me food for my soul, and it just, I don't have to know the person's intricate details of their book of life to know when they have arrived and they've been ordained and anointed to, one, for us to meet, but also to speak such powerful words and it need to be heard by the masses. So I'm going to do that right after this. Again, if you want to invest into yourself by way of me, fertile ground, I invite you to give to $GOASKVAL. That is GoAskVal. I validate, I identify with value, authenticity with strength. I have a message of life importance to share to everyone that you have the power to still speak your mind. You have the power to think and to learn how to think differently. We are no longer under a patriarch society. We are under whatever kind of society we choose to be. We can create an entire channel on YouTube or any other platform. And so I've chosen YouTube as my main channel to convey to you authenticity without wrath, without doubting, without ulterior motives. Again, for my children, for myself, for my father, for my mother, for my ancestors, for those that will come after me, for those who will stand alongside of me, for those who will be behind the camera when I am no longer a one-man band. But I already know, again, I have the cloud of witnesses. I have the spiritual team. I have those who are already in the world, some not even born yet, others already doing their craft of videography, editing, songwriting, for me, for my story. I'm just that important, and so are you, is my point. I believe God needed someone that knew their value, understood their value, integrated their value, so that they could relay it to you to say, he didn't just do it for me. She didn't just do it for me. She didn't just do it for her. My mother didn't just have a baby for herself. She thought it not robbery to lay down her life, to be subjected to someone else's ideas and ideals, and believe in that which they made together. And I am their fruit. I am their figure. Go figure. But I'm the crab that got out the bucket. I'm the crab that survived the crab fest. I am the rabbi. So I'm a soft C. I'm a soft crab. So I'm a senior ab. Abraham, the Abrahamic covenant, the magicians, those who get name changes, those who can write their own script, write their own destination, and chart their own course, knowing that they believe in destiny. They believe in going for the green, going for the gold, and attaining it, hitting dead center every time. That is success. That is the goal. And I'm here to help you do the same. Perfect you and your craft. What is your ship? What is your mothership? What is your wheelhouse, your mealhouse? What is your stick? Okay, mine's a pencil. Mine is my tongue. Mine is my throat. These are my feet, my legs, my body. I am my value. So I was named on point, strength, Valerie, the gold. It has the strength to withstand, and I am not against cash, physical, legal, tender. It is the commodity, is the medium of exchange. The beauty that makes that limitless. And I used to have a problem with the fact that the gold standard was no longer how money was backed up, but the strength of the dollar itself, the physical dollar, and what it can do is more than enough for what I wish to do, for what I'm choosing to do in my life and the life of others. So don't knock the fiat, don't knock the paper. It is honored all around this world. I don't knock the digital either. Any way, any means to convey in an efficient way. And we can't carry around big stacks of gold and heaven's pavement trying to exchange it for a pear and some groceries at the store or a pair of tires. We need the house, the tires, the food, the bread, the medical care. We need that more than we need the big bouillon cubes. You need the bouillon cubes for, again, maybe paving your sidewalk, um, wearing a few light pieces around your neck or around your fingers. But beyond that, again, it goes to machinery. It goes, maybe some teeth fillings, but it has its worth. And again, I plan to have a lot of that as well, coins or otherwise. But while I master my craft, to sit here and to talk to the screen before the scripts, before the lights, camera, action from, my cute sensei. See, I love to love. I love who I love. And when I love them, I love them thoroughly and deeply. And that's the part that's probably going to make some past suitors feel, well, let's just say, like the black folks say, some kind of way. But again, it just apparently wasn't their time, But it is my time. It is my time to share with my authentic audience that you are golden. You should find out how much you are worth in gold. If you are in a place of poverty, point of view is destitute or less than. If you are lacking because you're blacking, it's time to be your own. It's time to franchise your own life. Find your own channel. Sponsor your own self. Be like that woman on the first Coming to America. Write my own songs, sing my own songs, produce my own songs, edit my own songs. I'm here to do it all. And yeah, they looked at her like, she's talking too much, but she got her own. Okay, God bless the child. God bless the woman. God bless the God just bless those who have their own. And so, get your own channel. If you've been waiting, if you've been procrastinating, all it takes is you to give your own self a thumbs up. And that's what I've learned how to do, whether it's my Facebook page, and again, I haven't done a lot of social media for a long time, but give yourself a thumbs up. If you can't give yourself 2 thumbs up, if you don't have 2 accounts, at least give yourself a thumbs up. And for me, this is my number 6. This is my number 9. This is the year I was born. So you see the brown side of me, you see the white side of me. Now I'm for me all the way. So I'm 66 whole books. Plus 1. I'm the 99 plus the 1. I'm the 100. So it doesn't matter if you thumb up me, thumb down me. I am whole in myself. I make the 70. I'm passing. And I'm clear on that. I'm lucid on that. This is my dream. I am dead center in my life. No one else can live my life. No one else can live your life. Know what your name means. Go look up your natal birth chart. Go look at how the stars were aligned and connect the dots. It's already been done for you on freenatalchart.com, or do a search engine for it. But find those things that make you tick and talk and tack and toll. Your toll is your access. Get people to pay you for your expertise. If you still have your children, if you still have your mind intact, you have peer counseling abilities, you have talents and gifts. You are the talent. You are the token. Don't bury yourself with people and debt and physical things. Snatch off your bed clothes and your grave clothes of the proverbial night, the proverbial tomb when you lay down and die at night, and rise up and be whole. Don't be in need of someone else telling you beyond your own personal validation. Again, I'm validating you to validate yourself. That's my seal. That's my brand. That's my golden nugget of life, my golden pavement of life, my acres of gold, my gold ore. Speak words of value, of money, millions, trillions, billions, houses, land. Don't be afraid to speak the way God speaks highly of you. This is my son. This is my daughter. It's not gender specific. You are a soul before you became male or female. You are a soul. You are a spirit. You are a personality, never to be experienced again by another. And that's why your story is so important to be told from your point of view. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Let's pour in some spirit and become a living soul. All right. Take care. It went longer than I wanted it to, but it was all good stuff. Again, email me so that we can talk face to face, beyond the green light, beyond the limelight, eyeball to eyeball, kneecap to kneecap, chest to chest, breast to breast, embrace to embrace. I love you. I won my race. I'm a black woman by title and race, but I lack nothing. I'm brown by physical melanin color, but I have chromosomes of any color and shade and hue. Red, yellow, blue, cyan, crimson, amber, orange, you name it. It is ours to alchemize and valchemize and morph. These words have been given to us, alphabets have been given to us to give us a start, a template, but it is up to us to modify, okay, to rearrange. And so I am the dominant in my life. Everyone that comes in my circle of influence has to come subject. And that's not a bad thing. That's not because I subject myself the moment that I say hello, the moment that I extend myself. And so that's what we're doing. God to God, breast to breast, chest to chest. I see you, you see me. The God in me loves the God in you. I identify with your integrity. You identify with mine. We all have a story. Mine's is mastery. So I'm here if you need my help to identify with your mastery. I am here to show you how to do that. Again, for a price. I paid the price in blood and sweat and tears and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so be worth at least your weight in gold. That should be good news for those who feel like they're overweight. Convert that to your cash. I'll show you how to do that in practical ways that work for you. But we be willing to give some of that 200 pounds, 300 pounds. Be willing to invest that back into yourself. Convert it, though, from fat, the fat of the land, to something more useful. And don't feel the need that you have to burn down your account to a lower vibration. Don't be afraid to have $100,000s of dollars in the bank. Don't be afraid to have $10,000-$20,000 at home. $1 million, and you're safe. It doesn't look like a lot of money, believe it or not. You know, $1 million. Look, that's a little loaf of bread. All right. Take care. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.